Hello everybody and welcome to another J&D review. Today we'll be reviewing SH Figuarts PS4 Spider-Man. And of course the first thing I want to get into when reviewing Spider-Man is going to be the awesome box that he came in. Spider-Man came in the typical SH Figuarts box. You know, you have a cool picture of Spider-Man right here on the front, and you have the Marvel Comics title, and you have the Spider-Man video game title as well. Very nice. You have the Marvel Comics title right here, and you have Marvel Spider-Man translated. You have designed by Tamashii Nations, Bandai Spirits. Actually, it says, Bandai Spirits. You have the Tamashii Nation symbol, and you have the Bandai title right there. And you have the quality seal of approval right here on the front. Now, on the left, you have the Gamerverse title. You know, I think this is a division that manages, the video games and the action figures and whatnot. So you have that. You have a cool picture of Spider-Man from the video game. And you also have the SH Figuarts title right here at the bottom. Same thing on the right, SH Figuarts, Spider-Man taking on a cool pose, and the Gamerverse title. On top, you have Spider-Man Advanced Suit, because that's what this is, the Advanced Suit. You have SH Figuarts right here. And on the bottom, you have the warehousing and licensing information, mostly in Japanese. Now on the back of the box, you have cool pictures of Spider-Man, the action figure, not from the video game. And you have a couple of accessories, and things that you can do with Spider-Man. Now, getting out of the box and into Spider-Man, I was definitely surprised to see that SH Figuarts was going to make this Spider-Man. I thought they were just going to stick to, Far From Home and Homecoming. But the fact that they decided to make PS4 Spider-Man definitely amazes me, and having it in hand blows me away even more. So getting into the paint of this Spider-Man, I love the red, white, and blue. It looks just like it did in the video game, and it pops, it's nice and crisp. All the lines are clear. And that's one thing I was hoping about this Spider-Man, that the lines will be clear and crisp. And not only does it do that, but everything just pops. Like when you get it in hand, it is definitely the most vibrant figure SH Figuarts have come out with thus far. And I am saying that. Even though this Spider-Man may not have been, what they consider to be the cash cow Spider-Man, again, that would be the Homecoming, the Far From Home, the Avengers Spider-Man. This one definitely has not only a good paint scheme, but there's no paint mishaps whatsoever. Now getting into the sculpt is amazing. Again, he looked just like he did on the video game, And one thing I want to point out, the Marvel version, the Marvel Legends version of PS4 Spider-Man was all wrong to me. Like the body was too muscular. I hated that, did not want to get it at all. Really hated it. And then, Bandai came out with this Spider-Man, and it is just dead on, And this particular Spider-Man actually have more upgrades than the other SH Figuarts Spider-Man that came before him. Maybe outside of the Far From Home Spider-Man, because that came out around about the same time as this is coming out. So he definitely have more upgrades. He does look fuller. I will say that. Very nice. The articulation does not break up the sculpt at all. His arms are too long, his legs are too short, vice versa, and the sculpt detail is amazing. Almost nothing is just simply painted. Like if you look at the spider symbol, it's sculpted on there. Very nice. And right here in the shoulders, you can see the black separating the blue. Very nice. The head looks good. You see the sculpting in the eyes. They did a little bit better this time around. And the web lines are sculpted. They could have just, painted that, but they sculpted it on. Very nice. The shoes look nice, or the boots, or whatever this advanced suit is, I'm not a genius. I couldn't, construct a suit like this, but he looks very good front and back. So very awesome. Now getting into the articulation, starting from the head, he can look this far up, which is good. He looks, straightforward. You know, you can tilt left, you can tilt right, you can 360. I'm not, just know that he can. Right here at the neck, you can go this far forward, this far back. You can tilt it left and right if you need to, thanks to the ball joint inside. So that's awesome. His arms go up about this far, which is disappointing to me because I was hoping that it'd go further than that, you know, being Spider-Man. But you can work your way and finagle it, you know, but you can't go this far. And this, what I'm doing right now is just really, really straining the figure. Like you can see for yourself how he just bumps into his collarbone area, you know. But you have the butterfly joint on the inside. It mostly moves, you know, forward and back, perfect for those web slinging, you know, web swinging poses. So you got that going on. You can 360 if you need to. You can still do that. But again, you have to watch those SH Figuarts joints, you know. So right here at the elbow, you can bend this far in. Very awesome. This far forward, thanks to the hinged double joint. Very nice. You can swivel, which is good. And you got to make sure that, you know, you're out the way of the web shooter right here, as you can see. But, you know, it's nice that they added that in as the sculpt too. You would think they would have forgot, but they got them. You know, right here at the solar plexus, you know, you can go this far forward. You can go this far back. You can pivot and move it around and swivel any way that you need to take on those more Spider-Man poses. You know, so that's good. Right here at the waist, however, is a little different story. You can bend about this far, but then, you know, he kind of detaches, you know, and you have to put him back on the ball joint. So you can do a little something, but you can't do too much, you know. So you may want to just focus on the solar plexus or make the two work hand in hand. Right here at the legs, they're on ball joints. You can go this far out, which is great for Spider-Man. You can go this far forward, which I love. You can go this far back. Very nice. Like he's doing ballet. You can bend right here at the knee in a double hinge capacity. Very nice. Right here at the leg, or I mean at the ankle, you can go this far forward, which isn't that far. And you can go straight forward. You know, you keep bumping into his leg, you know, and be careful of that because if you do, I'm pretty sure you're going to rub the paint. He has a good pivot though. Very nice. And he has that toe hinge. So let me stand Spider-Man in a more dynamic pose, you know, to show that he can still take on those, you know, Spider-Man poses that you need him to take on. So here's a very deep pose with Spidey. And there you go. You know, I'm not going to stretch him out too much. You might check on my Instagram, Rockman City, to see more poses like that. But, you know, just to give you an idea of what he can do just off the basis. Now, getting out of the articulation, let's get into the accessories. Standing back there. He comes with a wide array of accessories. The first thing I'm going to be pointing out is the interchangeable hands. Okay, so right here you have his web line holding hands. You know, I love these. You know, Spider-Man needs to swing. So there you go. Looking very nice. You also have his relaxed hands. These would be it. You know, and the hands are painted very nicely. You know, very good. So that's always awesome. You got his wall crawling hands. These would be it. You know, front and back. So that's nice. He also has his flip hands. So these would be it. So very nice. Loving that. He also comes with another set of item holding hands. So that's very good. He also comes with a cell phone. And they could have did better with the cell phone this time around. You know, it would have been nice to have a picture screen. Like, my camera can't even focus on it the way that I wanted to. But there you go. Like, it'd be nice if they finally decide to turn the screen on, you know. But he comes with a bunch of eyes. These would be it. So you got the serious looking ones, and you got the oh come on looking eyes. Now the way that works is you take Spider-Man and you have an instrument to make you do it, just like the Spider-Man from Homecoming. So you got that, but I find it more satisfying to just pluck the eye right out. As you can see, his eye is hanging out. So, if you want to switch up his eyes, it's very easy, especially if you just do it with your fingernail, provided you have fingernails. Now, despite having changing eyes, he also comes with another head, so this would be it. In fact, let me pluck that on there so you guys can get a better look at that. And the head switch, very easy. It's not hard. So there you go. Spider-Man look like he's saying, what? Maybe he's looking at a new gadget that Tony Stark made. So that's very awesome. Put the original head back on there that came out the box. So you got that going on. You also have a couple key things from the video game. You have his spider bombs. You throw these in a room full of thugs and it webs up everybody. These were very, very useful for me in the games. If I needed, a room cleared out, I would web them up and I would do my thing. But watch the bombs because they roll everywhere and you will, and I mean will, lose them. And you have his spider drone robot that he used in the video game. I didn't use it a lot, but it was in there for certain key missions, especially the downloaded stuff. You got nice paint on there, the metal-y red with the 10 legs, very nice. So, and you got web lines for Spider-Man. These are the typical Far From Home ones. You can do either one you want. We've seen these before. And you also have this one right here, for when you want to thwip. Very nice. And you got one that's in mid-thwip. I like that as well. And you also have this piece, which I think just wraps around his hand or what have you. So you got that going on. And you also have this plug for Spider-Man's back, for which when you want to put him on his Spider-Man stand. This would be the stand. I didn't take it out the bag because I didn't think I needed to. So assemble it. And if you want, have Spider-Man hanging on it. Now let's look at some comparison in height. Now this is interesting because if I take Iron Man Mark 46, he stands on par with him, but again, this is SH Figuarts. This is a, they're pretty much from the same company. However, if I stood him next to, say, big time Spider-Man, he is much, much taller. Okay. And to bring it home even more, here he is next to Punisher. So Punisher is kind of towering over him. So let me focus that on. There you go. So Punisher towers over Spider-Man, hands down. And even if you put Black Cat into the equation, stand these two stand next to each other, there you go. She's like way taller. So the only one out of all of these guys fits with him would be Teenage Spider-Man, So be careful how you sizing this particular Spider-Man. And with that, that would be the end of the review. Be sure to rate this video, say if you like it or not. And tell me, what do you think about this Spider-Man? Do you like him? Do you love him? Me, I definitely love him. I didn't expect to get this Spider-Man, from SH Figuarts, but I did, and I love him. So remember to subscribe. If you did that, that would be awesome. And with that being said, this has been another J&D review. This is the J, signing out.